Welcome back to The Apprentice. Last week we narrowed the field from 6 candidates down to 2. As you recall, each candidate was given $100. The task was to be a wise manager of their money. Let's recap. Ricky decided to buy 8 cups of Starbucks coffee for his youth program. Fired. Tracy bought jugs of water and wreaked havoc on the community. Fired. Reggie bought a manicure for his hand. Fired. And finally, Brian bought a director's chair to rest after a long day of acting. Fired. These 4 failed miserably. We're down to 2. Who will be hired and who will be fired and who will become the apprentice? Okay, let's get started. I want to introduce you to someone who's been with me for many years, Dennis Bingham. Dennis Bingham is my chief financial officer, and he is one tough cookie. On this side, we have Lynn Garofolo. Lynn has been with me since day one, and she's a marketing genius. Dennis and Lynn will help me decide who is rising to the top and who is sinking to the bottom, and ultimately, who should be the apprentice. Well, here we are. It all gets down to this. Joshua, Joe, it's nothing personal, but one of you has got to go. You were each given $100, so let's see what you did.
$100? What would be the fastest way for me to make some money off of this? Just double this. Stupid idiot. I better not. Safe and sound.
So Joshua, you decided to play it safe?
Well, I was afraid I might disappoint you, so I found a good hiding place for the money, and here it is, safe and sound, down to the last cent.
Well, let's move over to Joe, and let's see what Joe did with his $100. Joe?
Hi! Well, Pastor, I remembered a story I heard about a man who was given some money, and he did something very wise with it. So I decided to do what he did.
Well, Joe, what did you decide to do?
In a word, invest. Hey, invest. Hey, that's a fun word, isn't it? Invest. Come on, guys, say it with me. Invest.
How did you invest, Joe?
Well, Pastor Ed, I took the first 10%, which was $10, and gave it to the church as a tithe. I mean, what better investment can you make than in God? That left me with $90. So I took that $90 and I bought some car wash equipment.
Car wash equipment?
Yeah, you know, buckets, sponges, soap, squeegees. Squeegee. Hey, that's a fun word. Squeegee.
Joe, please continue.
Sorry. So, anyway, I bought this stuff, and after work each day, I set up a car wash. I worked really hard, and I'm proud to say that by the end of the week, I doubled your money.
Did you say you doubled my money?
Oh, yes, sir. Doubled. Here you go.
Well, gentlemen, give me a moment with Dennis and Lynn to make our decision. Dennis, what do you think?
Well, I believe the choice is obvious. You've never been one to live cautiously.
Well, Lynn, how about you?
Pastor, I believe they're both talented young men, but one went above the call. Pastor, you know what you have to do.
Darcy, send them in, please.
Yes, sir. Pastor Russo will see you now.
Have a seat, gentlemen. First, let me say congratulations. You are both outstanding young men. Joshua, I gave you $100 to be a wise manager. You gave me the same $100 back.
Every penny. Sure did.
You sure did. Lost 0, gained 0. Joshua, nada, niente, nothing, dog. This is no way to live. In fact, it's criminal. Cautiously living like that is absolutely criminal. If you knew that he wanted what was best, and you didn't even do the least, then you're not cutting it, buddy. You could have at least invested this money in a bank and made something out of it instead of nothing. Instead, what did you do? You played it safe. This is unacceptable.
My bad. At least I ain't the fool that hit somebody upside the head with a water bottle.
Well, Joe, let's move over to you. Joe, you're an interesting young man. I gave you $100 also to be a wise manager of. You tithed the first 10%, which was very impressive. You then took the remainder, started a small business, and within a week, you doubled my money. Good work. Joe, you did your job well. Joshua, depart from me. I never knew you.
Say what?
Joshua, you're fired. Joe, you're hired. You are the apprentice. And what you do for others, God will do for you. Congratulations, Joe. And we'll see you next time as we begin another search for The Apprentice.